Some might say wood is just a shelf for a cabinet or a fuel for a fireplace, but the craftsmen you're about to see clearly disagree. For them, every plank is a future sports car, every log a mythical beast, and a firewood stick can turn into a throne for a cat. Today, wood will sing, dance, burn, sparkle with sparks, and even assemble into a giant Lego house. Hit play and see for yourself that wood has more imagination than we do. Who said sports cars are made only of steel? Here it is, a wooden monster ready to race forward. Well, almost. From a rough block emerge the features of a beast. With every strike of the chisel, the breath of the taiga comes alive. In the wooden fibers, you can already hear the growl of the bear, strong and eternal. And it's done. A mini table, a stool, or even a throne for a cat. The choice is yours. Wood is universal. Want a stand? Want an art piece? Watch as the pattern is born. Confident strikes, precise lines, and the wood turns into a work of art. Don't be afraid, that's not a bear on a tree, it's a tree becoming a bear. When you told your friends you'd grab a log for the fire, they definitely didn't expect it to be on this scale. It seems just a block of wood, but no. In the master's hands, it begins to dance and turns into a part that clearly knows its style. Before us is the finest work. Wood turns into a ship where every mast, every rope, and even the tiniest figure come alive in the master's hands. It's not just a model, it's a whole world in miniature. Here, the craftsman's hand makes wood fly and bloom at the same time. A herd has come to life in the wooden fibers. When you wanted a new armchair and the forest said, take the whole thing. And here it is, a throne any grandpa at the Dhaka would envy. When the gym is too expensive, you chop logs. Here you've got cardio, strength training, and teamwork all in one. Modern technology meets tradition. The wood is processed on a high-precision machine where every detail is measured down to fractions of a millimeter. An electric discharge breathes life into the surface of the wood. A spark carves its path, leaving patterns like branches of lightning. This is the moment when science becomes art. Wood carries the history of time within it, and now its fibers reveal a snail, a symbol of slow journeys, patience, and nature's beauty. At first glance, just a log, but no, this is the draft of a future masterpiece. For now, only the sketch is visible, but soon even the log itself will be surprised at what it has become. Every cut is like a word in a book. Put together, they tell the story of a tree, a story that ended in this cabinet. When ordinary sanding isn't enough, call in fire. It creates a design in the style of hot but beautiful. Inside the wood, an ocean lies frozen. Pyrography, the art of burning strokes. In the wooden fibers, a beast was hiding, and now the chisel has freed it. A mighty bear steps across the wall as if through its own taiga. For now, it looks like a riddle. What will it be? The first hint of a masterpiece. From the heart of the trunk, a new image is born. Rough wood transforms into shelves, ready to carry life further, now in flowers and greenery.
What a twist! Haven't you expected to see this either, have you?
A burst of sparks, the smell of ozone, and the precise trail of energy. This is how electricity turns wood into art. Inside the grain lived a beast. The master freed it, and now it is frozen mid-leap, an eternal symbol of wildness and freedom. Wood reveals its secrets slowly, first a glance, then a face, and soon from the mass emerges a creature as if stepped out of a myth. From a solid block of wood is born not just a blank, but a whole structure. The master turns a heavy trunk into a graceful bridge you could walk across as if into another world. The wood stares back at us with the eyes of a bull. When your teacher is too strict, even carved from wood, he looks at you with reproach. Pedal to the metal. A team of craftsmen proves there's thrill even on a construction site. Every block is like a brushstroke on canvas. Together they form a face as if hiding a secret. Friendship comes alive in the wood, the gaze of a horse, the loyalty of a dog, the joy of a puppy, three hearts beating as one. Steel and wood meet, and the machine literally pulls a human figure from the mass. Precision here decides everything. Looking at this massive piece of wood, it's hard to imagine an entire story lies inside. But for the master, just a few saw cuts, and the shape of an incredible figure begins to emerge. In the end, before us, a warrior and a dragon, guardians of an ancient temple.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
The master works with force and accuracy, shaving layer by layer, turning raw wood into a perfectly smooth detail. Right before your eyes, the master planes wood into paper-thin sheets. This is how traditional Japanese paper is made, light and nearly transparent. At first you'd think it's a living horse, but no, it's a wooden sculpture, lacquered so every detail comes alive. And so a simple blank turns into a magical scene. Who said wood only knows how to crackle in a fireplace? Here's the proof to the contrary: a bit of imagination, a handful of moss, and now it's not a stump but a designer planter. Wood whispers, "Well, now I'm not just an old block, but a trendy accessory." The wood undergoes tests of spinning and pressure, becoming cleaner, stronger, and ready for a new purpose. Thus, a piece is born that will last for centuries. Before us is a giant, a tree that has lived for hundreds of years. Its trunk holds the memory of storms and sunlight, of changing seasons and the power of nature, and now man respectfully reveals these rings of time. Looks a little like a honeycomb, only here honey is replaced with craftsmanship. With patience, you end up not just with a table, but a true honey design for the interior. A tree that once lived in the forest now carries new meaning. Its lines, like waves of time, gather into a circle. A wisp of smoke leaves the master's final signature. Modern technology lets wood become more than material. Here, a precise copy of a car is born from mass, from layers of wood, from imagination. Engineering and art in one frame.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
So begins the creation of a future structure. When wood goes dancing, spinning, twirling, slimming down, meanwhile, the master shapes it into a table leg or into a masterpiece you'll want on display. When the master picks up a chisel, even wood decides to become mythical. From an ordinary block, a full dragon. It feels like just a moment more and it'll fly off through the workshop. This is craftsmanship where precision and skill turn wood into furniture for centuries. A log became a pencil for a giant. With a bit of mechanics, the wood is shaped into a neat cylinder, ready for new transformations. Each drop flows like a clear river, washing over ancient rings. Under its shine, the wood reveals its story: deep, radiant, endless. Wood knows how to play puzzles too. A bit of glue, click click, and now there's a secret box like out of a fairy tale. And you won't guess right away how to open it. Fire is not wood's enemy, but its ally. A light burn highlights the texture, making it deeper, brighter, stronger. Wow, a wooden superhero. Just a splash of paint and he's ready for the movies or to guard your yard. It's almost like wood getting a new haircut. Click click, and a dull stick has turned into a stylish element of decor. When Lego for kids turns into Lego for adults, only inside of a toy house, a real wooden home you can assemble with your own hands. For a moment, nature and man met as equals, and balance won. Laser precision, perfect lines, the machine follows its programmed path, turning an ordinary surface into an exquisite design. A true symbiosis of technology and art. If you once folded paper birds as a child, here's the grown-up level. An eagle of wood with wings spread wide. And best of all, it doesn't even need the wind.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
This is what happens when a carpenter and a designer argue. Let's make the staircase simple. No, let it be a masterpiece. The result is a wooden sculpture you can actually walk on. They say the best anti-stress therapy is working with wood. Looking at the result, you instantly understand why. Why saw low when you can saw high? A bit of rope, a pinch of engineering wit, and voila! step by step, wood becomes not just furniture, but a complex geometric pattern you can't stop admiring. Here's the most delicious moment, when wood just drinks the oil and becomes something you almost want to eat. This is no place for mistakes. Sometimes wood demands a special approach, a flaw, a crack, but the master sees only a new opportunity. The result? A perfect board ready for its new life. Here, there's no room for error. One wrong move and the fragile butterfly turns to splinters. The creation of a strong piece starts with precise calculation, not just joining parts, but merging them so the elements become one. From heavy and rough to light and airy. The tree that once reached for the sky now shelters a mystical creature. A fallen giant, it seemed his life was over, but no. Power against power, nature against technology. And who said leopard print exists only on clothing?
If you want to switch to something else, don't be hurry. Something truly interesting is just about to begin.
Two worlds merge, the world of nature that gave us wood and the world of technology that gave us this tool. And who said wood is boring? Watch how easily it transforms into something completely different. Working with wood is a dialogue where the craftsman listens to the whisper of the material to give it a new form.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
And when all is finished, you realize it's not just an object, it's a story told by both wood and man. The most valuable gift is the one made by hand. And here before us is no longer just wood, but the inevitable result of a great design, perfectly planned like dominoes. The final touch, when shaping is done, the moment of purity arrives. The colossus trembled. For hundreds of years, it clung to the earth with its roots, but now came the moment of its fall. The weight of centuries crashes into the forest silence. The machine works with surgical precision. Step by step, a symbol of accuracy is born. The wood turns into a sphere, the blank becomes a billiard 8, a mark of mastery and attention to detail. And so a rough blank gives birth to an art object. An ordinary piece of wood turns into a stylish form.